Greetings from the Most High God, and a great privilege to us is always been enter into your space every Monday. To us it will share the word of the Lord with you. Today I have a prophetic word for you, and the prophetic word goes like this: you will shine like the stars forever. Underline the word, you will shine like the stars forever. We quickly would zoom into Daniel chapter 12, the verse number 3, and I'll do the New Living Translation. Those who are wise, underline it, will shine as bright as the sky, and those who lead many to righteousness would shine like the stars forever. Forever. I love the scripture, and the scripture has always it has been making me excited, and I'm so happy to share with you. The scripture in itself is divided into two phases. Two phases. The first one talks about wise people and they shining like the stars. They shining like the skies. Wise people shining like the skies. And then the second phase also talks about leading people to righteousness and shining forever. So you could see that shining in itself is in two phases, and that is what we would look at today. You see, the phase one of shining is to look at you shining in your normal endeavor. So for example, shining here can be succeeding in your marriage, breaking through in your business. Academically, you are doing well and things are going well for you. You are shining. But there is another aspect, which is the second phase of shining, which you will shine forever. And that is what we would look at. Listen, the shining forever, which is the second phase, has a very important component, and that is what I ought to discuss with you, right? Shining forever. You look at the second phase of this. It said, those who lead many to righteousness will shine like the stars forever. Righteousness. How do you lead people to righteousness? And that's what we are going to look at. Because if you really want to shine, if you really want to do well in your business, if you really want to do well in your academics, if you really want to do well in your marriage and do well forever, then you ought to lead people to righteousness, and that will guarantee you that access of shining forever. So we're going to look at how to lead people to righteousness. So look at this one. Number one, you yourself, you ought to live right. So live a righteous life yourself. That's number one. So the scripture reference is Matthew chapter 5, the verse number 16. And then the second one is share the gospel. Share the gospel. And this is where a lot of people miss it. When we say share the gospel, people always would go into you entering into the scripture and preaching. People say, I'm not a preacher. How can I share the gospel? And listen, if God comes through for you in your academics, let others know that God did it for you. You are sharing the gospel. If God gives you elevation in your workplace, and you know that this is not your doing, it is the doing of the Lord, it is the gospel, let the people know. Share the good thing that God has done for you. In other words, you are sharing the gospel. If you are also equipped to share Christ to many, please go ahead and do that, because that alone is leading people to righteousness. And then the third one is living with wisdom and compassion. Forgive me. The second one, share the gospel. Scripture reference, Romans chapter 10, the verses 14 and 15. And the third one, the compassion aspect, is Colossians chapter 4, the verse number 5 and 6. Listen. You will definitely shine in all that you are doing. But for you to shine forever, and then for you to shine forever, and for you to succeed forever, for you to make it forever, you ought to lead people to righteousness. I pray that you will receive what it takes to lead people through righteousness, so that your success would be forever. I love you, and I'll see you next week. God bless you.